Death. It's the one event none of us can avoid, yet few of us ever prepare for. When the time comes, families are thrown into a world filled with decisions, paperwork, and emotions under intense pressure. Vulnerable and grieving, they encounter a vast and powerful industry, valued at over $30 billion a year. This is the hidden world of the funeral industry. Today, we're pulling back the curtain to reveal how it works, why it costs so much, and how you can avoid overpaying. Funerals, as we know them, are a relatively modern invention. In earlier times, death was a family affair. Neighbors gathered washing and dressing the body. Funerals took place at home or local churches. Graves were dug by hand. Everything was personal, communal, and often cost very little. The concept of the funeral home became common in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Industrialization and urbanization distanced families from traditions. Death care was outsourced to professionals. Embalming, funeral parlors, and ornate coffins entered the mainstream. The American Civil War accelerated this shift. Soldiers' bodies needed preservation for transport home. Embalming became necessary and later marketed as a mark of respect. Families were told that true love for the deceased demanded such costly measures. Today, funerals are big business. In the United States, a funeral with burial averages around $8,000. In the UK, it often exceeds £4,000. These figures barely scratch the surface. A typical funeral bill includes basic service fees, transportation, embalming, body preparation, ceremonies, hearse rental, cemetery fees, and crucially, the coffin, often the single most expensive item. Extras like floral tributes, notices, and catering pile on additional costs. A casket retailing for $3,000 might cost the funeral home less than $500. Markups of 300% to 500% are common. Yet all caskets, no matter their price, serve the same basic purpose. Spending more is often driven by emotion, social pressure, and skilled sales tactics. Funeral homes often display the most expensive caskets first, pushing cheaper options into obscurity. This anchoring tactic makes affordable choices seem inadequate by comparison. Embalming, too, is portrayed as essential. Families are rarely told that embalming is optional and that direct cremation, immediate burial, or refrigeration are legal, dignified, and far less costly alternatives. Funeral directors, while often well-meaning, operate in a system that rewards upselling. Subtle phrases, "You wouldn't want anything less for your loved one," place emotional pressure on the bereaved to choose higher-end options. Then there's the illusion of choice. You may visit several funeral homes thinking you're comparing independent businesses. In reality, many are owned by conglomerates. In the US, Service Corporation International owns over 1,500 funeral homes. In the UK, Dignity plc and Co-op Funeral Care dominate much of the market. These corporations standardize services and prices, limiting real choice and keeping costs high. Hidden fees further trap families. Packages may seem affordable, but add-ons accumulate quickly. Paperwork handling, gravesite fees, body storage, and cosmetic preparations. Many families feel blindsided by the final bill. In response to abuses, the US introduced the funeral rule in 1984, requiring funeral homes to provide itemized price lists. Yet surveys show many families remain unaware of their rights. Scandals have rocked the industry. Funeral homes have been caught reusing caskets, mishandling remains, and overcharging grieving families, highlighting the need for vigilance and reform. Different cultures show us death can be honored without excessive cost. In Japan, funerals often exceed $20,000, driven by tradition. In Ghana, custom coffins shaped like animals celebrate the life of the deceased. In Mexico, Dia de los Muertos blends mourning with joyful remembrance. In recent years, a quiet revolution has begun. Direct cremations are rising, offering simple, dignified farewells without the costs of a traditional service. In 2015, cremations surpassed burials in the US, a trend that continues to grow. Natural burials are also gaining ground. These eco-friendly burials avoid chemicals and costly vaults, allowing bodies to return to the earth naturally, often at a lower cost and with environmental benefits. Some families are reclaiming death care, choosing home funerals. With proper preparation, families can hold vigils and ceremonies without involving a funeral home. Emerging technologies are reshaping funerals too. Alkaline hydrolysis, or water cremation, offers an eco-friendly alternative to traditional cremation. Human composting, now legal in several US states, returns the body to the soil in a natural cycle of life and death. Pre-planning remains one of the most powerful ways to avoid exploitation. Locking in arrangements early spares families emotional decision-making and financial stress. Psychological research shows how grief impairs critical thinking, making families more vulnerable to upselling. Recognizing this can empower individuals to make better choices under pressure. Governments are taking notice. In the UK, the Competition and Markets Authority has pushed for clearer funeral pricing. In the US, regulators continue to enforce the funeral rule. Still, knowledge remains the consumer's best defense. Ask questions, demand itemized estimates, understand your rights. Doing so can save thousands and protect the dignity of your final farewell. Ultimately, a funeral should honor the life of the deceased, not enrich a corporation. It should offer closure, love, and remembrance, not financial strain. There is no shame in choosing simplicity. No funeral director has the right to define what proper mourning looks like. As a society, we are rethinking death. We are questioning traditions, resisting pressures, and demanding transparency. The funeral industry is powerful, but change is possible, and it begins with informed, empowered individuals. Remember this: love is not measured by the price of a coffin or the grandeur of a service. Love is measured in memories shared, lives touched, and moments cherished. Understanding the hidden world of the funeral industry doesn't just save money, it restores dignity to life's final chapter. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you found this exploration eye-opening, subscribe to Hidden Worlds for more deep dives into the unseen forces shaping our lives. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and never stop asking questions.